Facebook and Instagram this morning just because I really wanted to come back and have a little chat with you all, have a little hang out with you all, and I thought, why not do it across both platforms? But, of course, I need to try and pin my comment here on Instagram. Okay, 1 second. Pin comment. All right. Hi, everyone on Facebook. Hi, everyone on Instagram. I am going live on both platforms, so if I'm looking left and right, I do apologize, but I just wanted to come on here because I have something super, super, super important that I wanted to talk about. I have an experience of my own this week that I wanted to really share with you. And I know a lot of people need this message because obviously I am administration for so many groups on Facebook, particularly my group coaching program. I'm currently running my video one-on-one workshop, and obviously my Game Changer Collective. And what I'm going to talk about today is something that I see so many people struggling with, and particularly I've seen a lot of people struggling with this in the groups. And so I wanted to come on and just talk about my experience. Yes, also I did get a haircut. I got it dyed as well. You probably can't see particularly on Facebook because it is really dark, but I do have some blonde under there. I'm actually going back to get some more blonde today. Thank you so much to everyone who's saying they love it. I know it's such a big change, but I just wanted to just do something a little different. Obviously, when you are trying to grow your hair out, after having it short back to long, it does look a bit dull for a while. So I definitely needed something to spice it up a little bit. I cannot wait to wear this look with like a bold red lip. And I just think that's going to be so, so, so amazing. But I do apologize if I play with them a little bit because obviously I'm not used to them. So anyway, basically what I wanted to come on to Facebook and Instagram, either way around today, I wanted to come on and talk about my week in the most previous week. So I have, taken a little bit of time off social media. I did a post saying I'm back on Instagram and Facebook. You guys might not have even noticed that I was gone because particularly those of you who are in my groups, obviously I was still active in those because you guys I am your mentor, I am your coach. But particularly what I did was I took some time off, looking on social media myself. Harvey, stop it. Every single time I go live, Harvey wants to like roll around and make weird noises and, bite his feet. So if you can hear this weird noise in the background, I do apologize. He's so weird. I don't know what's his problem. Sometimes he even likes to like pleasure himself. That's so gross, but dogs are weird. Anyway, that's what he's doing in the background. Anyway, aside from that grossness. So I'm just going to start from the beginning and I'm going to tell a story because I think it's really important because I create so much content about living your best life, having a good mindset, great habits for entrepreneurship, being your best self. I create a lot of content around this. I don't want to ever lead anyone to the misconception that I never struggle with things myself. Thank you so much to everyone who is commenting on the haircut. Yeah, fresh start. But anyway, we'll get to that in a second. But I don't want to ever lead anyone to the misconception that just because I create content about being your best self, that I don't ever go through things where I am completely lost, completely stuck, and completely struggling. Because even the most, on point people, the biggest thought leaders of our time, 100% they would still go through times of self-doubt, of struggle, of, fighting with their significant other or, having mentality blocks and creativity blocks and all of these things. I don't want you to ever make up, fill in the gaps per se. When someone's creating empowering content online, it doesn't mean that they don't struggle themselves. And so I really wanted to come on and share this exact experience that I had so that you guys could really, really understand that even though I create all of this positive content, even though I've got this successful business, even though I've built this community online, 100% I still go through times of struggle myself. So basically, I started the year off really, really strong. I was so optimistic. I'd just come back from London. I had these amazing ideas for where I was going to take my community, where I wanted to take my business. And I was so, so, so excited. Then January actually ended up being my highest grossing month in business ever. You know, I shared my results. $70,000 was how much my business made in January. So I was so, so, so excited. Things were going well. And I'm not just saying money is an indication of things going well, but I was just really excited. And then you could say February, it took a bit of a turn. Now, I don't necessarily know what sparked this, but I started to feel really lost, really stuck. I know something that's influenced me feeling like this over maybe the past year, because I go through waves of feeling really, really excited and then feeling like I have no fucking clue what I'm doing. And I know something that does contribute to this was the fact that I haven't prioritized health, I haven't prioritized myself, but it didn't feel like that this time. It felt different. And, you know, I was just feeling really annoyed because, you know, something that I heard, it was on actually, funnily enough, my coach's podcast the other day. What we tend to do is we have emotions. So the emotions that I was experiencing was feeling lost, feeling stuck, feeling frustrated, feeling unfulfilled to a certain degree. But even though I'd experienced those emotions in the past, I still felt optimistic. This time, however, I was feeling these emotions, stuck, lost, confused, you know, unfulfilled. And then I started judging those emotions. So I started feeling some type of way about the feelings that I was experiencing. And it's like I was feeling even more frustrated, even more fed up with the fact that I was feeling all of these things. And so I was like, something's got to give. Like, I can't just keep going through these waves of feeling really great, feeling really bad. I have to get to the bottom of what's going on. And something that really came to my center of attention that I realized was so often when I started experiencing these feelings, you know, and this might sound really woo to a lot of people, but your feelings, your negative feelings towards something are an indication that you are not on the right path. You know, just like if you, and this is an example that my coach gave, you know, just like if you put your hand on a stove, you would have it would hurt, right? It would actually hurt. And that's your body telling you to pull away because there would be damage done if you continue to do that. Our feelings and our emotions are the exact same thing. When we're going down a path or when we're heading in a direction that doesn't suit our big picture vision, what we're supposed to here to do, you know, it's not what our inner voice is telling us to do. When we're heading down a path like that, it really begins to hurt. And that is our intuition. That is our inner voice saying, don't do that. Stop. Don't go that way. Now, obviously, I want to make a distinction between fear and negative emotions. Fear is always going to be there whether you're going in the right direction or not. It's probably going to be more prevalent if you are going in the right direction. So the advice I'm giving today, you must be able to discern between fear, the negative feeling of fear, and the negative feelings of something isn't right. I was feeling a lot like something isn't right. But what I realized, and this is what I shared in my post this morning, and I'm sure many of you have done this before, and if you say that you haven't, I would get you to take a closer look at your behaviors, because I would bet to say that you have. What I realized was that when these negative emotions started coming up, when my inner voice was trying to tell me something, trying to tell me, like literally give me guidance like a coach would, I would pick up my phone. You know, I think it's such a habit in our society these days that, you know, in any moment of distance, like whenever we're got the ability to think or feel or even sometimes conversate with the people around us, if there's any point of silence, the easiest thing to do, the natural reaction for so many of us, is to fill that void with our phones, with social media. And so when I started feeling these negative feelings come up, but no, I say negative feelings, what it was communication from my intuition. I would almost, like a drug or alcohol, not that I would say, you know, I've ever masked my emotions with either of those things, but I know a lot of people do. But just like one of those situations, I would pick up my phone. And what happens then is I escape into other people's lives, looking at what everyone else is doing. And those feelings and emotions just get further and further and further pushed down. And I think that so many people experience this. So many people go through stages where they're like, have an idea, but then it's like that idea might be scary, or have an emotion and that emotion might be uncomfortable. And so what do? We numb it. We put our attention into something else, which is usually social media, other people's lives. And do you know what the worst thing about that is it generally actually makes us feel a lot worse, because not only we're experiencing some kind of emotions in our own personal vortex, but then we are adding the influence of what everybody else is doing to that. It's like we're trying to numb it with this Band-Aid effect, but as a matter of fact, the Band-Aid actually has even more of, you know, the negative experience that we're going through. And so something that I decided to do, or I felt the intuitive nudge to do, was just take a few days away from social media. Obviously, I still was connecting in my groups, meaning the Game Changer Collective, my video one-on-one group, and my group coaching group, because those are paid experiences with people, and I would never want to just be like, bye bitches, I'm out. But I did take mostly time away from social media in terms of what other people are doing on social media. And my God, was it revolutionary. So something that I realized, even though I'd already made the decision to do this, but something that came like a rushing communication was one of the reasons why I'm feeling so drained and so uninspired and so like yucky, and I've been going on this roller coaster, is because I am 100% a natural extrovert. It's okay if you're not, it doesn't matter. This isn't a conversation about extroverts and introverts, but me personally, I am an extrovert, and I need to be around people. And the most basic definition of an extrovert is that extroverts get energized being around people, and introverts get energized being alone. I know there's a lot of other I guess distinctions between the two, but at a basic level, that is what it is. I've spent the last 2 years by myself pretty much. Yes, of course, I had my mastermind, my coaching calls, but for the most part, I have been alone for the past 2 years. And when I'm spending every single day alone as an extrovert, that is doing nothing but draining me. I would have never come to this realization if I hadn't have taken the time away. Because every time this communication came to me, what did I do? I picked up my phone and I masked that emotion, right? And so obviously, I'd already taken the action steps, but it was amazing for me to be able to realize this, because I can fix that. I've hired an office in a collaborative working space. I had one day there, which was Tuesday, which was my first day away from social media. And I came home feeling so positive, so inspired. I got so much done that day. I had so many more realizations. It was one of the best days that I've had in a long time. Even just being able to hear the building guys, like not the people building, but there's a building company next to my office. And even just being able to hear them like scream at each other on the phone, it was like, yes, I just want to be around these people, right? I just need to be around people. Which also led me to realize that I have another value that I wasn't listening to, and that is the value of connection. Connection and communication, being a Gemini, the way that I was raised, it truly is one of the most important things to me. And I sat down and I really looked at my business, and I was like, oh my gosh, everything that I enjoy doing the most in my business, these Facebook Lives, my events, my group coaching programs, my membership, everything that I enjoy the most, it's got one underlying theme: bringing people together. Connection, right? Not just connecting with me, but connecting with one another. Anyway, I had this like big revelation, and I was like, oh my gosh, I 100%, like, this is what I want. This is what I'm missing. You know, obviously I just launched the Killer Video Academy, which I'll talk a bit more about in a second. And even though I was so excited about it, because I'm so excited to teach video, something about it didn't feel right. Something about it felt really, really yucky. I'd just done Video 101, and that felt amazing. But then something about the Killer Video Academy, this new course, this new self-study course that I was going to launch, it just felt yucky. Anyway, so I was, you know, having this revelation. I was looking at my profit plan, and I was like, how can I make everything I do with the intention of bringing people together? Anyway, and then I went into my group coaching program, the Facebook group in there, and one of the members said that they were having a really bad day, and they were reaching out to the group, and everyone in the group was just giving so much support. And the member who had actually had the bad day ended up turning their day around and achieving all these amazing things. Then it was followed by another post from another member saying that she was so inspired by everyone's post. And then again, everyone was commenting, saying how much they loved the group. And this was like a synchronicity if I've ever seen one, because I was like, I am having all of these negative experiences, and right now I was tearing up with emotions because I was so happy to be able to bring these 16 women together so that they could build their business alongside one another. They are helping each other, they are so kind to one another, and it's just so inspiring. Then I jumped into the video 101 group, and someone had done a recording saying that they had just posted their first video on YouTube, and they said, I would have never been able to do it if it wasn't for the support of this group. And it was like so many things were unfolding before me, and it was just crazy. And then the final synchronicity, which was like the nail in the, what's the nail in the coffin, or the nail, hit the nail on the head, or I don't know, whatever it is. I think it's like the final nail in the coffin. I can see the person who posted video 101 sending so many hearts, so obviously that's resonating. So what's it called? Then, for some reason, I don't know why, but I started typing on the internet, like self-study courses, like blah, 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 blah. And fucking hell, guys, the first thing that popped up, the very first thing that popped up, right, was a statistic that made my gut, like, turn. I knew that self-study courses, they didn't have a high success rate, and that's fine because hopefully people come back to the information. And I've taken a lot of self-study courses in my life that I haven't finished, and I'm fine with the fact that I haven't finished them. Like, I would never be angry at the entrepreneur or anything like that. But then I read that the online education industry is now like multi, I'm pretty sure it's at a $2 billion industry. And that's a lot of freaking money, right? Obviously, this is including like, you know, what's it called? Like Skillshare and language platforms and everything. But in total, the online education industry is now a $2 billion industry with a 15% completion rate. What the actual fuck? That means there's literally billions of dollars being wasted every single year. And I really thought about it, and I was like, well, it's not the education piece, surely, because if that were the case, then there would be a 15% completion rate of, you know, high school or colleges or TAFEs or communities, but they are much higher. And I was like, what do they have that online study doesn't? And I was like, community, people. I really do feel like people need people to get things done. And I've said this for a while, and I know I kind of had this conversation when I was launching my membership, and that was the reason why I wanted to launch this. But I mean, the difference between, you know, courses and people who take group coaching programs or are part of memberships or even workshops and things like that, I believe there is such a difference when you have people around you, when you've got the accountability, when you've got the support. You know, I believe people have breakthroughs when they go to events, not because of the information, but because of the immersion, because of the higher vibes due to how many people are there with optimism. I really do think ultimately at the end of the day, the missing piece with so much of this online education, I think, the detriment to this online education is the self piece. It's very uncommon for people to be self-motivated. It really is. Like, yes, there are people who find their thing. You know, some people love running marathons and they can self-motivate, but even then, most people train in groups. You know what I mean? Most people, when they're trying to achieve amazing things in life, they train with other people. You know, athletes, actors, politicians, all of these people that are achieving excellence. I don't know one single person who's ever done something of greatness alone. Think, like, Steve Jobs had, you know, Wilczynski, like, and a team of people. Like, I don't know, show me an example of someone who's changed the world, like, from behind their computer, never, ever having communication with any other people. This doesn't always have to come in the form of a group coaching program or a membership, but I don't know if I believe now, after having this revelation, that people can just, you know, just take a course, build a business, and have maximum success by themselves. I just don't think it can happen, right? Yes, I'm feeling alone in the UK right now and trying to build a business. I totally agree. So anyway, something that I really realized, and this is what brings me back to the Killer Video Academy, was that I need to take this realization, and so it's not even just a realization for you guys, it was my own personal experience. I've never finished an online course until Business by Design. And the only reason why I think that I finished that was because I'm a part of the community. I'm a part of the group coaching community, right? And I mean, ultimately at the end of the day, I think there's one other course that, like, I hate to say this, I took with someone else and I like almost finished it because we were talking about it together. We were holding each other accountable, right? I finished my university degree because I was with other people. There was accountability there. This is not only just something I've realized, this is my own personal experience. And not just from a completion perspective, but from a fulfillment perspective. When you have people around you, when you have a community supporting you, when you have people to pick you up when you fall down, like the girls were able to do in my group coaching program, when you have people there, you're so much more likely. You know, another person actually posted in my group coaching program that, even though I've banned this word, but she said she was a bit behind, but seeing everyone's post, the word that I've banned is behind, because everyone does things even if you're in a community, people are still going to do things at their own pace. But, you know, she said seeing everyone's posts had just inspired her. So it doesn't even need to be that people are like down your throat telling you to do things, but seeing and being so close to other people, you know, being so close to other people, their influence, it rubs off on you. You know, there is this whole thing of the law of clustering. Like the people that we surround ourselves with, naturally rub off on us. You know, either we can influence them or they can influence us, but either way, we're going to be influenced. And sorry, I just saw Sahej said something about 9 to 5. I haven't read the comment yet, but you know, this is so prevalent even when we do work in a 9 to 5 and people are generally negative, we can tend to start becoming negative. Just like we're in a membership or a group coaching program or something where everyone is positive, you know, it just inspires us to be so much more positive. And anyway, so particularly what happened with my new course, Killer Video Academy, is like, I can't just give, you know, YouTube video, it's such a scary thing. It really is. And so coupled with the fact that there is so much fear involved, there's also technical elements involved. I don't feel like I can create a course with all of this information about the triple threat video strategy, about proof-based branding, about selling on video, about live video. I don't think I would be doing any of you justice to just give you this information. And so what I particularly decided with the Killer Video Academy was that I'm actually going to be running this as a group coaching program. So I'm going to do it as a 6-week program with 3 group coaching calls with a Facebook group. And guys, this is going to be everything I do in my business moving forward. I want to do everything. I'm going to be, so another thing that I did, so guys, I took a lot of action, by the way, in this 2 days of social media. I actually contacted a web developer. And so I was going to just move my membership site. So I am the enrollment for my membership closes like literally in 3 days. So it closes on Saturday. But after that, it's going to be closed for a while, and then we are reopening it, relaunching it. And I was just going to move it myself and just kind of like copy and paste all the information. But I was like, no, fuck this. I want to make this experience amazing, 100% focused on community. And so I've changed everything. I hired a web developer. She's going to build out this amazing site, which is giving you like a personalized roadmap. It's just going to be so much easier to use because I don't want you to have to stress about the information. I want you guys to focus on the community. And there's going to be so many more. I'm going to do hot seat coaching. I'm even going to cut to the point, eventually it won't be straight away, where I'm going to do mini masterminds in the membership. But I just had so many ideas. Like my creativity was like bang, 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 bang. Literally, that's what it looked like. That was an actual representation of my creativity. But yeah, for my membership side, I had so many ideas for what I was going to do for that. And then for the Killer Video Academy, I'm going to run it as a group coaching program. So if you want more information on that, I'll speak more about that over the next coming weeks, because obviously I had to move it out because I don't want to take away from the fact that I'm already doing a group coaching program. I'm going to run my group coaching program again more regularly this year. I'm going to focus on events. I'm going to, anyway, basically what I just came to the conclusion was community, bringing you guys together to not only have my support through everything you do, but to have support of other people is now my number one focus. Honestly, fuck self-study. I know a lot of people can get results from it, but it's just not been my experience. And so everything moving forward, I really, really want to create an entire community element around it. I want to bring you guys together. Obviously, I'm doing an event in Melbourne later this year. I am doing an event in New York this year with Sam from A Happy Mind, and I'm going to try to do more events. Let me know if you need any branding for it. So I already have my branding, thank God, thanks to my graphic designer this year. I am pretty set on branding. That is a really, really lovely offer. Thank you so much for that. But yeah, so everything is just incredible. I don't know. I feel absolutely amazing, guys. I feel so, so, so excited for this new journey. And ultimately what I just really, really wanted to come on and share this story was, obviously I wanted to give you the updates because I'm still building this business too. And I don't want you guys to ever think that I've got it all figured out and that I don't stress and that I don't go through times of being like, what the fuck am I actually doing? Because 100% I do. We all do, you know. Marie Forleo, she even in an interview recently with Tom Bailey said that even she still experiences times where she just has no idea what she's doing. So nobody at any financial level of success is exempt from experiencing, you know, what the hell am I doing? Yeah, I know. I'm so excited coming to New York. So many of you have asked me. I don't have the exact details of New York yet. And even some of you are like flying in from other states and even other countries. So I promise you, Sam and I are going to have a call. We're just looking for a venue. Obviously, we have no fucking clue how like much venues cost or how much catering costs. So we're just trying to figure all that out. She's in the UK. I'm in Australia. We're booking an event in New York. None of us have ever booked an international event before. So we're trying, but as soon as we have information, we will get to you about New York. And the one in Melbourne will be in November for anyone in Melbourne / Sydney / Australia. Anyway, so that is, yeah, my intention for this live actually was obviously to give you updates. I can't wait to see Jillian. I'm so excited. I'm pretty sure like so many people from the group coaching are coming as well. So I wanted to give you guys the updates, but particularly, I guess the piece of advice that I wanted to give you was that if you're feeling stuck, lost, something's not quite right, you know there's something else out there, if you need space to think, to innovate, to feel, please allow yourself, give yourself the luxury of space, of disconnection, to actually connect with your internal self. Because I would have never really come to these realizations that this is what I needed for my own mental health, you know, being in this, environment, my new office. And oh my God, and I've got to tell you one more synchronicity about that because it's fucking crazy. Anyway, you know, I would have never realized all of this stuff about myself if I hadn't taken the time to disconnect. I would never have realized that the reason why I was so frustrated with my business was because I was heading in a direction that was making me feel uncomfortable, which was against my values, which was against my vision. I've spoken about this like since the beginning of time. My vision is to open a collaborative workspace that has all these events and has these bars and then make it like just particularly for early stage entrepreneurs, so it'll be cheaper than normal workspaces because a lot of workspaces are really expensive. But early stage entrepreneurs still struggle with this, and I want to make a space where they can come together, work, connect, collaborate. And obviously that's going to be a shit ton of money, so I need to, that's my future vision. But what's the even point of that? Bringing people together. Why was I being so blind? Anyway, so what I just really want to leave you with the advice, I'm going to talk about the synchronicity of the office space in a second, but something that I really just want to leave you with is that if you please regularly take time to connect with yourself. It's so important. You know, I know through meditation or journaling, but even sometimes to just get away from your phone, get away from social media, stop using that as a mask for your emotions and start actually feeling whatever's uncomfortable, start going through the experience. You know, funnily enough, the first decision, the time that I was like, okay, I was like finishing at the gym and I was feeling really angry. And I'm like, I'm just going to take a walk. Like I walk home from the gym. I said, I'm going to walk the long way. And I started like thinking about this stuff. And oh my God, I saw 77 3 times on that walk. So it was on my watch. It was my watch. And then it was on a car number plate. And then it was on a phone number. And then I have seen 77, like just 777, so many times, like in the past couple of days. Like I'm not even joking. Like I'm over exaggerated by nature, but I reckon at least like 10 to 15 times a day. It's crazy. Come to London. I'll definitely be coming to London shortly. Yeah, definitely London will be next as well. Okay, so yeah, anyway, so make sure you do take some time to connect with yourself. If anyone has any questions on this, please just leave them now. I'm sorry if I missed any comments before, but if you want to ask something on what I've kind of spoken about today, please. Oh, and Ruby just commented on Instagram, you look amazing balls. And I mean, that's such a big part of this whole story as well, because the times that I've like been the most productive and been the happiest and, you know, been supercharged in my business is literally when I've hung out with Ruby or Kimberly or we've had our masterminds. And so that should have been another example. Awesome. So the Killer Video Academy will be a group coaching, Ra asked. Yes, so Killer Video Academy is going to be a 6-week group coaching program with 3 group coaching calls. The information, if you've looked at what I was going to teach, is still the same. So particularly focusing on the triple threat video strategy, which is teaching you pre-recorded, live, and instant video and how to use it for your ABC business model. Then it's going to be talking a lot about proof-based branding, which is, you know, what I like to say, documenting your journey and how to actually get social proof, social currency, and like, you know, ultimately build trust and authority with video. And then we're going to be talking about selling on video, and we're going to be talking about like how to take it off video to actually build your business and make money and build your audience. So the Killer Video Academy will be a group coaching program, but it will still be focused on video. So yes, if you're like still new to business, it could be 100% relevant for you, but all of the information is going to be video centric. So hopefully I am going to, because it's been pushed out to April, I'm going to, you know, basically give you, you can enroll now if you want to. There'll obviously only be so many spots available, but I think we've already got 1 enrollment. So you're more than welcome to enroll now, but I'll give you more information. I didn't want to make this about Killer Video Academy. Anyway, the final synchronicity that I just want to say, which is crazy because it just shows you how much the universe rewards you when you get back into alignment and you start taking action. So as many of you know, obviously I studied business, majoring in public relations, and I did marketing as well. And one of my favorite classes, at the time when I was studying, I was also working at Treasury Wine Estates, which is a big, this is my only like corporate job, but I wasn't corporate because I worked part-time in the call center. But, you know, it was a corporate company, you could say, and I worked in the corporate office downstairs. I don't know. I explained that because if you think of the Titanic, it was like that, like downstairs was like all like fun and like no politics or anything like that. And upstairs was like the upstairs, like, I don't know. Anyway, that doesn't matter to the story. Basically, from Treasury Wine Estates, they had this big customer. Treasury Wine Estates is a manufacturer, and they ship wine all around Australia, like some of the most Penfolds and Wolf Blass and all these really popular wines, 19 Crimes, I know a lot of Americans know. But ultimately, they had this huge customer, which was called Vino Mofo. And I loved Vino Mofo, obviously because I love the name, but also when I was studying, I did an assignment on Vino Mofo. So they're an incredible company. They had this incredible vision. They honestly succeeded. They are like, if you know, like Catch of the Day or any of those like deal sites, they're that for wine. And I just loved their vision. I loved their company's vision. I loved it so much. I did this assignment on them and they were amazing. Then when I was on the plane on the way to London at the end of last year, there was a whole documentary on Vino Mofo. And I was like, fuck, I just love this guy, this entrepreneur. And anyway, so obviously then I hired this office space, and they have this thing called an expert in residence, where they get really, really successful entrepreneurs to come and hold a bunch of workshops and to have one-on-one office hour sessions with some of the companies or the people who've hired office spaces. And guess who the expert in residence this month is? The guy who started Vino Mofo. So anyway, I've like signed up for all the events that he's hosting, and I've signed up for a one-on-one office like hours with him. Just to give you context, Vino Mofo is only about 5 years old and it's already $100 million business. So it's insane. Anyway, guys, so it's just like this entrepreneur that I've loved for a long time. I've really like followed a lot of his work. I've now been able to have a one-on-one session with him. Like, what the actual hell, like, right? Anyway, so I just really wanted to share that because I just think it was like the universe was like, yay, she's finally back on the right direction here. Like, have a session with Jessie. It's like, it's insane, right? So anyway, I'm just so excited for everything that is to come. Again, my advice to anyone, make sure you disconnect if you need to reconnect with yourself, with your vision, with your values, with your direction, with your purpose, with your intention. If you're feeling icky in business or in life, 100% the answer that you need is to connect with yourself, connect with your intuition. That, I love the quote, trust your gut. That bitch knows what's up. It's so freaking true. She knows, right? She really does know. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I will say if you did want to, because obviously, as I just said, I've got so many big ideas for how the Game Changer Collective, my monthly membership, will be transforming. I'm working with an incredible entrepreneur. She is an absolute gun, and she's going to build out this amazing platform. So if you wanted to join before the enrollment closes, actually the enrollment is going to close this Sunday. I know it was supposed to close ages ago, but because all these changes happened, you can still get in at $33 a month before the price goes up to $55. So please, if you want to enroll now, come and enroll. We have a masterclass actually next week, I think it is, or the following week, all about marketing, which will be really fun. And then there's going to be lots of new changes that are happening. So lots of exciting stuff. If you want to come join, please, now is your time. And I will give more information on Killer Video Academy. You can enroll now, but I will say we don't start until April. It will be group coaching. It's going to be awesome. All right. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for your beautiful comments and your kind words on not only my haircut, but also my, my story and my journey. I will continue to share so to further inspire you all. And I really hope that you have an amazing day. Bye, everyone.